At this point in your career, I'm sure you slept on a lot of floors early in the career, but at this point, do you require a bed, or are you still down to post up on the floor at somebody's?
Hell no.
No.
I'm on a bed, man. Yeah, I don't do the fly. You know what? Even back in the days, we did that like briefly.
Oh,
here
really?
and there.
It wasn't usually like that?
We were like, nah, man, we're going to a hotel.
Right.
Like we early on, we're not sleeping on some guy's floor. I mean, we did do it.
Yeah.
We did do it, and it was also the weird thing of like, I don't want to stay at somebody I don't know's house. You know, like if it was like a friend, you know, like okay, you know what I'm saying? Like let's go crash at so and so's house. He's my friend, so and so's friend. He's a friend of a friend, whatever it is. But like staying at a complete stranger's house was always like a weird thing for me.
But okay, early in your career, I feel like tour is all chaos.
Yeah.
And then later in your career, I'm guessing it's like mostly controlled energy. That you're just not getting into crazy situations, that if you got into a fight or a fucking weird situation with the cops or whatever, that it would be such an outlier. Is that accurate? Like that it was just pure craziness back in the day, and now it's pretty tame?
That's accurate to us, for sure. I mean, in our wilder days, yeah, there were some crazy things that went on tour, you know, because you got, we're like, these kind of maniacs, and thankfully we have this outlet which probably saved our lives on many occasions, took us out of the city, brought us to Europe or wherever. It was a life-saving thing, man. It really was.
Showing you how much bigger the world is,
showing us
that it's not your neighborhood.
Yeah, and also, you learn about other cultures, everything.
Just what's possible.
Everything about it. And it took us out of a certain element, because we were living in an element of like danger and like putting ourselves in this beef, that beef, graffiti beef, this thing, that, all kinds of things, So it really did save us. And I know that's like a cliche thing, and in hip hop especially, but it really, that's a reality for us. It was a something that was really positive. But to the point you were saying before, it was like, we still manage to get in trouble on tour sometimes.
Right.
Like some wild shit happened every now and again. People would step to us trying to test us. Like, oh, you're New York tough. Oh yeah.
Right.
You don't look that tough. You're a skinny, lanky, skinny little guy. Pimples on your face. Like,
what's the craziest fight story you're willing to share with us from the history of Madball right here?
Man, there's a lot. And I don't like to like condone it, glorify it, justify it.
Right.
Not just because I have kids and I don't want them to. Of course, for that reason. But also just because it goes back to that whole thing where like now they think now it's like the tough guy thing. I'm posturing. It ain't about that.
Right.
There's some I can't share.
Bring up some bad memories for people.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't like when people fight at our shows.
Right.
Like, I don't get off on that.
Yeah.
I think people sometimes would do that almost to like, they're
it's
trying
like
to impress
homage,
us.
yeah.
Like, hey, let's get into a fight during Madball. Like,
I was that guy in Milwaukee who punched the girl in her face and broke her glasses.
Yeah, like, you're not cool, man.
Right.
I don't like that. Or like, I don't like the fact that you're interrupting our live set right now.
And as an adult, I think about all the fights that happened at shows that I thought were so sick. And I'm like, all that was ruining the chance that venue's ever going to let a hardcore show happen there again. Probably in a lot of cases cost the promoter money. In a lot of cases, bands didn't get to play. Bands didn't get paid. All kinds of bad things probably came from these fights that I was so excited about when I was a kid. And it seems so stupid and immature. If I was the person, like if I put on an event and somebody I know starts a fight at that fucking event, oh, you got hell to pay. We're having a conversation.
That's my life now, because I do a show. Black and Blue Productions is my production company.
Oh, okay, that's you. Wow, all right.
Yeah, well,
I didn't realize that.
It's me and my partner, cousin Joe, and we do the Black and Blue Bowl, which we were trying to bring back that tradition of the Super Bowl of hardcore, because it had gone away for a while from New York, and so we were trying to bring that back, and then it kind of sparked the thing. Now you got festivals popping up left and right. But when we did that, that wasn't happening really around in America, at least. But anyway, the homies know.
Right.
We don't shit where we eat.
Yeah.
Like, this is our event.
You be the one stopping a fight. not the one starting.
You
one,
better
right?
stop a fight.
Right.
Your security. We got like, there might be like some security for the club, but we got like real security. We got like an army in here that they better be about, calming things down, not creating issues,
Right.
And which is funny, because it's like 180, it's like we used to be getting into shit, but
Right.
like now we're the ones stopping shit,
Right.
and creating a safe environment,
Right.
if you will, for like other people that just want to come to a show and have fun.
Right, because as an older person, you're looking at a 18-year-old kid who this is his first hardcore show, and you're thinking about if this was your kid, down the road a little bit, and wanting them to have a good experience, and all of a sudden you can't think that it's funny when they get fucking kicked in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some percentage chance that that's just going to happen, and that's just a lesson you got to learn about not standing where you were standing, but
Don't be on the tracks when the train's coming through.
Yeah.
Hardcore, you got to know that too. I mean, you're not going to always, you might get punched in the face. The guy wasn't intending to hurt you. It's just, there's a lot of activity in there.
My girl's a normie,
aggressiveness.
and I brought her to an incendiary show, and it was like she just witnessed like a riot. Like she really didn't understand.
Did she hate it or what?
I wouldn't say she hated it. She's happy that she was on stage, so she didn't really have to deal with the harsh reality of it. But
Definitely a good place to watch it from.
definitely.
All right, people, we just hit 300,000 subscribers. You know we're trying to hit 400,000 subscribers. So that little red button, tap it, tap in. Appreciate y'all.